Good morning from Northwest Wyoming. It's kind of a blustery day today, but it's a balmy 3 degrees. It's trying to snow on us. It's supposed to snow another 6-8 inches between today and tomorrow overnight. The hole for the pump has frozen over yet again, but my wife has got tired of me crying and complaining. So she got me a little ice auger here. We're going to give that a try, get this pump in the water and go to town, get this water going, and then we'll talk about weaning. I hope you enjoy. Time to get to work. So I'm a little cautious here because I know that it's been getting thin over here and there's been a crack right along there. So I need to kind of be careful, although the ice is plenty thick. We'll see how this thing works. Oh, hell. I definitely owe her for this thing because, boy, that just really takes care of it, I'll tell you. All right, I'd made quick work of it. I got to give her a hug for that one. Drop that pump in. Boy, my back feels better already. I'll try not to talk your ear off today. Yes, earlier I talked about breeding and why we breed when we do. I want you to know that across the country, it's totally different. In Texas or Oklahoma, Arizona, Tennessee, everyone's got a different weather system, and so they breed and calve at different times. I don't know when they calve in Oklahoma or Texas or whatever. I do know there's one ranch that I watch, they're calving right now, which makes perfect sense to me. I would assume that, say, Texas, where it's 120 degrees all summer, I would think that calving right now would be tough on them calves. I would think, I don't know, but I would think that they probably try to calve in, say, November, in the cooler part of the year, and let them get a little weight on them and that kind of thing by this time of year, so that as it starts heating up, they're already a little more capable of surviving that really tough heat and drought. For us, I know the last couple of days I've kind of mentioned different dates and different things. A lot of people, like I say, they'll put the bulls out early, and they try to calve in January. For us, we don't want to do that, because if I'm gone and my wife's calving and it's 30 below and windy, it's just too difficult for her and for us. In that time of year as well, you have a much higher probability of losing a calf entirely, or, as I said, getting burned ears or burned tail, and you're not really making any money. If you lose a calf, you don't make any money on that. You've spent a full year feeding this cow, and now you've lost the money that you're supposed to take back in. Now you've got to feed her another year before you can get any money out of her again. Additionally, if you get their tails burned, frostbitten, and they fall off, whatever it is, tails, you take them to the market, you're going to have the same problem. Even if the steer or heifer looks fantastic, body is in great condition, you're still going to lose money on that. Rather than making, say, $2.50 or $3 a pound, you're going to get, say, $2 to $2.50. So it's problematic. For me, it doesn't make sense. So we put the bull out in mid-July. They'll calve in early May, early first week of May or so, somewhere right in there. Cows have a similar 9 to 9.5 months for their gestation period. So that's why we put out in July. As I said, different areas do different things. Additionally, what I wanted to cover was weaning. I'm not sure if everyone fully understands why we do that. We leave the calves on anywhere from, and again, this is different for everybody. Many people pull them off earlier. If you got a dairy program, it's entirely different than a beef program or whatever. Some people prefer to pull them off earlier, whatever. But because our cows and calves are on pasture up into November-ish, we can leave the calves on. It's not any big deal. They've got enough grass. The cow's still getting enough. But as the calves get bigger, say when they're 500 pounds, I'll use 500 pounds as a number because it's relatively easy. When a calf is 500 pounds, they're eating about 3% of their body weight a day. So if you've got a 500-pound calf, you're looking at 15 pounds of feed a day. Now that's going to be obviously a combination of the grass they're getting, but it's also coming off mama. Now at the same time, if she got bred back, say right after calving, a month after calving, somewhere right there, now she's not only feeding herself, she's feeding the calf that's nursing, and she's feeding the fetus that's inside of her. So she's really starting to struggle. By the time that calf is eating 15 pounds a day, she's really starting to struggle to maintain her own body weight and feed the fetus that's inside of her. So we try to pull them off in about November when the feed goes down in the pasture and that kind of thing. And we have to start supplementing. We move all the calves inside the corrals here and we start feeding them independently. They've already been eating grass. This little calf here that's right behind me, she's been eating grass pretty much, you know, since she was, I don't know, a couple weeks old. She started eating a little hay, not a bunch, but she'll start eating that and mixing that in with milk as well. Additionally, we put in little pellets and she started eating a little of the pellets as well. But we wean them and we give them constant feed so that they are continuing to grow. Right now, I'd say there's somewhere between 650 to 750 right now for weight. They look really nice and they're putting on, again, they're eating 3% of their body weight. So if I'll use 600 pounds again, because that's easy, that's 18 pounds a day of feed. If they're doing 700-pound calves, they're eating 21 pounds of feed a day. So you can see how difficult that would be for the mother, who's now just starting to enter that third trimester. She's just at the end of her second trimester, entering that third trimester when she's really needing the extra feed for herself to maintain. And for that calf she's got inside, the fetus, it's tough this time of year. It gets 30 below zero and their bodies are burning a lot more calories, If they had that calf on there trying to get an additional 15 pounds of feed off of them, it would really be tough on that cow. So that's the reason we wean. Additionally, any calf that we're taking to the market, we personally like them weaned before they get there. We don't want an animal that we just pop off a mama, that's it, and take them to the market because they'll struggle. You have the stress of weaning, because it does stress the calf. They'll kind of go through a little short period where they're struggling to transition from the milk from mama and just to the grass hay, plus the stress of being away from mama because they are isolated. And typically when a cow gets stressed, cow or calf, steer, whatever you want to say, when they get stressed, they lose weight. Their body gets stressed and they have a tendency to lose weight. They can lose up to 5% of their body weight just taking them up to the sale barn. 5% of their body weight. So if you got a 600-pound steer, you're going to lose, a couple of pounds. 600-pound steer, 10% would be 60. So you're looking at, can lose 30 pounds. 5% is 30 pounds just from traveling. So you don't want to stress them by just popping them off mama and taking them directly to the market. You'll have a higher chance of getting some sort of a respiratory disease. They call it shipping sickness, different things like that, and it's all caused by stress. So we try to do things in gradual steps. We'll wean them here, but they got plenty of food. We can keep a close eye on them. If something does start to get sick, they start coughing, start getting a little snotty, that kind of thing, we can take care of it right here. We don't want to send something to the market, have them get sick, a buyer gets them, now they're having to treat them for this respiratory disease or sickness, and now they have a bad idea of our animals. They've found, well, they got their animals from us, and look, they're sick, they've lost a bunch of weight. We don't want that. We want a good quality product, whether it be from the sale barn or if it's going on the dinner table. We want it to be the highest quality product we can give them. So typically what we would have done is work them about now, and we would have tried to get them out. Usually, even though we get to 30 below in this time of year, usually we will get a break to where we'll have some 40-degree temps. And during that time frame, what we'll try to do is we'll try to work everybody in. We'll work the cows out. We'll get the heifer cows out. We'll get the steer calves out, and they're all together at that point. We'll keep in the steers that we're feeding out, and we'll keep the bull calves and the bull in here so that they're isolated at that point. Everything in the pasture has been bred. Everything in here is just a heifer. So we'll try to get all the things that have been bred or all the females out, and then we'll keep the bulls and the feeder steers inside. Then come July, we'll keep them in. Come July, we'll kick the bulls out with the cows and the heifers, and we'll start our breeding process again. Everything we've got out here in the pasture right now, we've tested, and they're all preg tested, they're good. At that point, we'll have heifer cows that are about 15 months, maybe a little older, 16, 17 months, depending on when they were born last year. And at that point, we can they'll be able to be bred, and they'll calve next year. So I hope that helps. Again, if you got anything out of this, if you liked it, if you enjoyed, I hope you did. Hey, I really enjoyed the new auger. I'm gonna have to, like I say, I'm gonna have to give the wife some thanks. And if you appreciate it, or if you enjoyed anything, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'd really love to hear where you're from. Thanks very much, and have a great day.